All right. Hello. Hi, everybody. It's Saturday morning, and I am going live really quickly. I just thought I'd say hello. I found out something interesting about trials that I want to share with some of you. And before I talk about that, I just want to tell you I finished teaching 6 classes this morning. I taught from 4 to 7:30 ish, and then tonight I've been adding evening classes on Saturday nights. So, hi, Kim. Welcome. Thanks for coming. I've been adding Saturday night classes, and I'm booked now tonight for just 5 classes, like from 9:30 to midnight. I'm booked for 5 booked info pending trials. So that'll be kind of fun. I wanted to share something on YouTube here that I shared on my Instagram this week. It was something that I found out in China when I visited the VIPKID head office. And it was something that I think was just a misconception for me, but as I shared it, it seems like everybody thought this. So the misconception was that when a kid signs up for VIPKID, they're offered 3 trials. And that is actually not true. They really are only offered 1 trial. Did you know this? I did not know this. I think the conversation all along has been 3 trials, 3 trials. You have 3 chances to get them to sign up, right? You might be the first teacher, the second teacher, the third teacher. I always thought, well, if you're the third teacher, you have the best chance to get the trial conversion, right? And so I always kind of thought trials are just so unpredictable. You never know if they're going to sign up. Well, the truth is, and I heard this from, I'm not sure if it was someone from the community team or from the LP that I chatted with. Honestly, I don't remember. But he told me, yeah, Kim, you always thought it was 3 trials. He told me, no, they only offer students 1 trial. However, there are possibility of 3 for a couple reasons. There could be 3 if there was an IT problem. And the other reason is if the level was incorrect. So, you know how, like, sometimes when kids are it's not just the kids, it's the families, they're figuring out their technology, they're figuring out how to use the mouse, they're seeing if their internet connection is strong enough. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with their very first class. I understand that from the teacher point of view, right? Like, those first few classes, I was so nervous, I was just, checking everything. I was so worried about my internet not working. So, they kind of give a it's like a backup plan for them. And then the second thing that could go wrong is the kid could be very misplaced, like in a level. And I think we've all taught a trial like that where you're like, oh my word, this kid is like way not at this level, like way below or way above. And yes, it's true, you can still switch their level, but a lot of times you spend too much time trying to find out the right level for the kid that it's just kind of a waste of time. And in that case, if you write a note in the chat box to the LP and you write about the level being incorrect, they will oftentimes offer them another trial. Isn't that interesting? So the whole thought of like there's 3 trials and you're just one of 3 teachers that they'll meet, and then after those 3 trials, they'll decide if they're going to sign up or not. That's really not it. After their first trial, the LP calls them. Isn't this interesting? Yeah. Okay, so Kim's talking to me. Kim's writing in the chat box that there was her last trial was a student IT and a level issue. So for sure, the LP is going to offer them another trial. And how it works is we saw where the LPs work, and there's just tons of LPs, and a huge part of their job is calling up the parents. They don't do it like through the app or on the internet. They literally call them up on their phone and chat with them in person after their trial. And they say, how was it? What did you think? Were there any problems? And if there's a problem, if something didn't work right, if the teacher was late, come on, that happens sometimes. If they were really late, if the level's wrong, if anything's wrong, then they'll offer them another trial. They'll be like, okay, so you had 1 trial, let's try it again. We'll give you kind of another try. If everything went well, if they call them up after trial number 1 and everything went well, they will not offer them another trial. It's not like an automatic thing. So, that was really interesting news to me. I, for one, didn't even know they called up all the students. I think that's a really big job. And that's probably part of the reason they have such good like conversion rates, I think that phone call, like the one-on-one interaction with the parent is really important. You're not just like sending an email like, "Hey, what'd you think?" They actually call them up and really listen to them. So, so yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. In light of that information, a couple things it has changed my mind. For one, I feel yeah, I agree, Kim. Before I tell you how it's changed and Kim wrote, I would not want to be the one calling. I agree. In some ways, the actual calling on the phone is really becoming a thing of the past. Don't you agree? I'd say most people I know, including me and my husband, if we get a phone call, we do not answer it unless it's a very small group of people. Like I'll answer it for my mom and a couple other friends, but mostly I let it go to the voicemail, I text them. I don't love answering the phone. "Hi, Amanda, how are you?" So, learning what I've learned about trials, the fact that they only get 1 offered to them, not 3, um, and learning that they actually call them up and ask how the trial went, it changes my perspective a little bit. For one, it does put a little more pressure on me, I feel like. Because I always thought, well, I'm just one of 3 teachers. If I just kind of give up, "Nah, not a great trial, well, there's 2 other teachers. Someone will really sell it to them." No, like it's on you. Which is kind of sobering, right? Kind of sobering. You're like, "Oh, I am the face of VIPKID to them. I am the only trial before they decide if they're going to pull the trigger and really spend that money." Um, so yes, it made me feel like a little more pressure. The second thing is I feel a little more, what's the word? I feel a little more excited about trial conversions. And here's why. Before, I always thought, like I mentioned earlier, you get 3 teachers, and it's kind of like, I always thought, we'll see whoever gets the trial conversion. Now, that is still true. If the student does get 3 trials, which they could get 2, they could get 3 potentially, they will just pick one of the teachers to give the conversion to, I guess. But generally, the majority of students only get 1 trial, and, if you're that teacher, you're gonna get the conversion. So, you have a better chance of getting a trial conversion, which is kinda interesting, don't you think? I guess it makes sense. So, it makes sense to me, like, in light of the efficiency of it all, like, they have what is the number? Current number, have you guys heard? Last I heard it was 700,000 students in just China. That was the last number I heard. It could be, who knows how quickly they're recruiting students. But if you give all those students, those are just the ones that signed up. If you give all these students 3 trials, that's like just think how many hours of free class that is. It's not free, of course. They're paying the teachers free to these students. Um, the other thing is, I know the perspective of Lingobus. So my kids have done Lingobus for a year now. We started last February. We just came up on our year anniversary with Lingobus, and similarly they didn't give us the option of like doing 3 trials. No way. There's just the 1 trial. They called it a demo lesson, and then you had to choose if you're going to sign up. All right, so now let me look in the chat. How are you guys doing? Any questions about this? Yeah, I see. Yeah, some people love teaching trials. Yes. Oh, and doing short notice. Have you guys found that when you do short notice, it's most often trials? I'd say like maybe 80% of my short notice classes are trials. The one thing that I still want to understand, maybe you have heard this, but one answer I still would like to find out is really how they are booking trials. So, yeah, I would really like to know, do parents just see the whole list of 100,000 teachers for trials and well, every teacher that's certified for trials and then just pick somebody? Because I get all the time, because I went to China for converting trials, people kind of talk to me about trials a lot, which I love. But people all the time tell me, "I've been certified for trials for 6 months and never gotten one." And I have a lot of questions about that. That is just so weird to me. It seems kind of unfair, right? And it makes me wonder if there's some kind of algorithm that shows them potential trial teachers that have a better conversion rate or have a better participation rate. Um, I was just talking on Instagram with a teacher. Her name is Teacher Britta. She's a great teacher to follow. And she shared with me that she's been waiting for trials forever. She's only gotten like two in a year or something like that. So she was wondering if potentially the issue with her is she's not certified for level two, which is interesting. She just likes teaching the older kids. So she teaches levels 3, 4, 5, 6, and up. And she wondered if maybe because she got the level if she got the level 2 certification, she would get more trials. Now, to me, that kind of makes sense because, at least in my experience, um, the majority of students who sign up after a trial are level 2. Like, a lot of them are beginners. You'll always have these students that are fantastic at English and have been practicing for years and who are at, like, a different level. But for me, at least, maybe that could be just students I'm getting too. Let me see what you guys think of that. Yep, short notice. I'd say opening short notice ups your chance of getting trials for sure. Teacher Kim said she went a long time without getting trials. It seems quite random, doesn't it? Yeah. Huh. And yes, Amanda says she has a good conversion rate and she wonders if that plays a role in it. I I do too. I would think that it must. Yeah. I don't know, it's quite a mystery. That's one of those things. Now, I someone mentioned here that they think the LPs book them. That's another question because I always was under the impression that, at least with VIPKID, they really like to give parents the control over their teacher. So I know from the Lingua perspective, we picked our trial teacher. I don't think we had access to all of the teachers, but I out of a list of them. Well, so I guess my point of this live is to tell you the new news to some of you that they do not automatically get 3 trials. They only get 1. The other 2 potential trials are in case of IT issues or, leveling or problems like that, which means that you have a better chance. And I say this, especially now to encourage you. This trial cup competition is coming up in March, and I say jump on it. It's going to be super fun. I like little competitions. I know some people think, "Oh, this is silly. Just let me teach," and you can just completely ignore it if that's you. But if you're into teaching trials, this will be a fun time for you. The competition is basically you choose a team. It's just like that paint bucket challenge we did last fall. You choose a team, you have a personal goal of how many trials you'll convert, and then as a team, if you make your goal, you split a prize uh, amount of prize money. And it's really not that much. I looked it up. I'm gonna try for the highest group. I'm like, might as well, right? Might as well just try it. um, I'm gonna try for the highest group, and I did the math. They're splitting the money, and there's 500 teachers available in the group, so the most I could get was $40 extra dollars. But hey, $40 extra dollars, that'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Right? Nice little bonus. So that's all I wanted to say, everybody. I hope you join the trial cup and have fun with that. And let me know your thoughts about trials. I'd like to talk more about trials, especially that I'm just very interested in who gets the trials. If your participation rate and your conversion rate impact whether you get trials, if your schedule impacts whether you get trials. I'm just kind of fascinated by all of this. So I hope you all have a great day of teaching, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for coming to live, everybody. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. See you later. Bye.